gotta go back to that December evening, December 1st, 1955. When Rosa Parks refuses to give up her seat on the bus, she has been an activist with the NAACP for more than a decade. She's made numerous stands, as have her colleagues, against segregation that have gone nowhere. Her neighbor in 1950 is actually killed for his bus resistance. So Rosa Parks goes into that moment on that December evening, both having made stands against segregation herself that had gone nowhere and knowing full well what this might, do to her, what harm might befall her. Fast forward, and I think the idea of a kind of meek and tired Rosa Parks in many ways fits with a kind of national fable that is all about how quiet and not angry she is, and so she becomes this heroine held up, in many ways, I argue in the book, to put the movement firmly in the past. So when Rosa Parks dies in 2005, right, she becomes the first woman, the second African American to lie in honor in the Capitol. And over and over and over in the eulogies, she is referred to as quiet, as humble, as not angry, as meek. Unfortunately, that honoring then rests on both putting the movement in the past and, in some sense, imagining that these movements happened without anger, without passion, without a sort of a steadfast determination, right? So in many ways, it erases the decades of resistance that Rosa Parks and her colleagues encountered before the boycott, during the boycott, and after the boycott. So she spends more than half of her political life in Detroit, in the North, fighting the racism of the North, in jobs, in housing, in schooling, police brutality. So taking on these issues all the way to the end of her life. So I think looking at sort of her legacy and honoring her legacy has to be about recognizing sort of how much work we still have yet to do. And so it's much more than just having a statue of Rosa Parks if we want to, as meaningful as that is, part of what it requires of us is continuing that work, right? Again, to eliminate sort of inequality in education, access to higher education, police brutality. So all of these issues that she's working on throughout her life and at the end of her life.